Welcome back, class. Today we are going to be finding the area of a rectangle using quadratic equations. So this would be part 3 of our section 8.3 notes. In this problem, we want to write a polynomial to represent the area of the shaded region. Then solve for x given that the area of the shaded region is 20 square units. First off, let's go ahead and create a formula. We know that the area of the shaded region is equal to the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle. In the problem, it states that the area of the shaded region is 20 square units. So let's go ahead and take that value and plug it into our formula. So it's 20 is equal to area of the big rectangle. I'll go ahead and use brackets to identify this area. So the area of the big rectangle is x minus 5, that's its length, times x plus 4, which is its width. Once again, I'm using brackets to show that I'm referring to the area of the big rectangle. And from that, we're taking away the area of the small rectangle, and the small rectangle would be that white region. You can put x times 2 or you can put 2x. Now let's simplify. I need to multiply this binomial to the binomial, so let's use the box method. We have x and negative 5, x and 4. Let's fill in the box. X times x is x squared, x times negative 5 is negative 5x, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. So let's break this down, rewrite everything. We have 20 is equal to x squared, 4x plus negative 5x is negative 1x, minus 20, and then bring down the 2x, so minus 2x. Let's clean this up a bit. So now we have 20 is equal to x squared minus 3x, because negative 1x minus 2x is negative 3x, minus 20. So remember, this is a quadratic equation, so our equation needs to equal 0. Let's subtract the 20 to both sides. That's going to give us 0 is equal to x squared minus 3x. Negative 20 minus 20 is negative 40. So since I'm running out of space, I'll go ahead and continue my work here, and I'll rewrite it. X squared minus 3x minus 40 equals 0. So now that we have this quadratic equation, let's go ahead and solve for x. So a is 1, b is negative 3, c is negative 40. I'm using the x method because my expression is a trinomial. So with the x method, a and c will go at the top, b will go at the bottom. We have 1 times negative 40, which is negative 40, and negative 3 is going to go at the bottom. Okay, class, we need to think of two numbers that will multiply to negative 40, but will add up to negative 3. I'll go ahead and give you some time to think about it. So the two numbers that will multiply to negative 40 but will add up to negative 3 are negative 8 and 5. Now take those numbers and divide by a. A is 1. And don't forget to put the x's at the bottom. Okay, now let's write out our factors. X minus 8 times x plus 5 equals 0. And by using the zero product property, we have x minus 8 equals 0 and x plus 5 equals 0. Add 8 to both sides, x equals 8. In the second equation, subtract 5 to both sides, x equals negative 5. Now remember, we're referring to the length of a rectangle. So the length of a rectangle can never be negative, which means that our answer is x equals 8. So this is the solution. Let's go ahead and check our work, class. So we know that the area of the shaded region is 20 square units. Okay, let's find the area of the big rectangle and the area of the small rectangle and subtract them. So let's plug in the 8. 8 minus 5, that's going to give us 3. 8 plus 4 is going to give us 12. And then this will be 8. So by checking, area of the shaded region is supposed to equal the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle. In the problem, it states that the area of the shaded region is 20. The area of the big rectangle is 3 times 12, which is 36, minus the area of the small rectangle, that's 2 times 8, which is 16. And 36 minus 16 is 20. So it checks, which means that x equals 8 is our solution. So if you didn't get that the first time around, let's go ahead and look at another problem. Write a polynomial to represent the area of the shaded region. Then solve for x given that the area of the shaded region is 18 square units. So we know that the area of the shaded region is equal to the area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle. We're taking away the white rectangle. Now let's plug everything in. The area of the shaded region is 18. 18 equals the area of the big rectangle. Well, its length is 2x plus 1, and its width is x minus 2, minus the area of the small rectangle, which is that white rectangle, is 3 times x, which is 3x. Okay, class, let's go ahead and simplify. Use the box method to multiply 2x plus 1 and x minus 2. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is 1x. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. And negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Let's put everything together. We have 18 equals 2x squared. Negative 4x plus 1x is negative 3x minus 2. And then we have the other 3x. Let's simplify. That's 18 is equal to 2x squared. Negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x minus 2. Because this is a quadratic equation, set the equation equal to 0. Subtract 18 to both sides. And we get 0 is equal to 2x squared minus 6x minus 20. This is getting a little messy, so let's continue our work at the top. Okay, class, notice how 2, 6, and 20 are all divisible by 2. Let's make this equation a little easier to work with by dividing everything by 2. Two divided by 2 is 1, x squared. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And negative 20 divided by 2 is negative 10, which equals 0 divided by 2, which is 0. Use the x method. A is 1, B is negative 3, C is negative 10. So negative 10 times 1 is negative 10, and negative 3 is going to go at the bottom. Now we need to think of two numbers that will multiply to negative 10, but will add up to negative 3. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Great. So the numbers are -5 and 2. -5 times 2 is -10. And -5 plus 2 is -3. Divide those by a. A is 1. Now let's write out our factors. So x minus 5 times x plus 2 equals 0. So I went ahead and set each factor equal to 0 by using the zero product property. And after solving for x, we get x equals, add 5 to both sides, x equals 5. Subtract 2 to both sides, x equals -2. Based off of what I've told you before, the length of a rectangle can never be negative. So go ahead and cross out the -2 because our answer is 5. So the solution is x equals 5. So this concludes our video. If you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.